You're a summoner? That's the weakest class in the world. The moment Lin Xiao awakened his class, everyone laughed at him. His rival called him trash. No team wanted him. No one believed he could clear a dungeon. Even a normal combat class was considered better than becoming a summoner. But they had no idea. Lin Xiao had awakened a unique S-tier talent. A talent so powerful that nobody else in the world could ever obtain it. Every single day, he gains a brand new S-rank talent. His first summon was just a tiny skeleton. Weak, pathetic, worthless. But after receiving an S-rank talent, it evolved into a terrifying Death Knight. A monster capable of slaughtering entire armies. Then his slime gained the power of endless evolution through devouring. His goblin became a master of legendary weapons. And that was only the beginning. While other people struggled to make one summon stronger, Lin Xiao gave countless S-rank talents to all of his summons. Every day they evolved. Every day they grew stronger. Every day they became more terrifying. Geniuses? Prodigies? Heroes? None of them could even defeat his weakest summon. Then the abyss descended upon the world. Demon gods appeared. Ancient monsters awakened. Even the gods themselves looked down upon humanity. But when humanity stood on the edge of extinction, one man stepped forward. Behind him stood an army powerful enough to shake heaven and earth. An army of death knights, ancient beasts, divine creatures, and beings powerful enough to rival gods. The world finally realized one terrifying truth. The strongest army was never an army. The strongest kingdom was never a kingdom. It was one summoner, and his summons. This is the story of Lin Xiao, the summoner who turned the weakest class into the strongest existence in the world. Week 1 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gained there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 94. Lin Xiao looked at the lucky spirit, which was only the size of his arm, and said, "Try out the effect of your new talent. I can finally test it." The lucky spirit nodded excitedly. "Master, I've studied it for a few days and tentatively figured out some of the talent's abilities." Just as the lucky spirit was about to use its talent, it stopped and looked at Lin Xiao. "Master, do you want to try the first time?" "Me? The first time is always memorable. Lucky wants to save her first time for Master." "All right." Hearing the lucky spirit say this, Lin Xiao naturally wouldn't refuse. This would also allow him to better understand the ability of Gambler. "Master, throw a coin first." Lin Xiao did as he was told, tossing the coin into the air, and then asked, "Don't I need to guess heads or tails?" "No need for that." Talent Gambler triggered. Tails. Auxiliary effect boost. Next, throw the dice. The dice were thrown and 6 small dots faced up. "Wow, Master is amazing. You threw a 6 on the first try. It really was the right choice to give the first time to Master." The lucky spirit exclaimed. Talent Gambler triggered. Skill range increased 6 times. Skill range. Just as Lin Xiao was wondering, a giant ice tornado suddenly rose up, instantly sweeping all 50 nearby monsters into it. "Holy crap! It's that huge!" Lin Xiao was startled. Not only him, but even the snow girl doll who cast the skill was shocked. Her skill could actually become this large. "Hee, Master. Isn't that interesting?" "It is quite unexpected. Wave 10 of monsters is about to attack. Please prepare." Warning. Elite monsters are appearing. "Master, let me handle them this time." The lucky spirit requested to fight. "You? This talent has combat abilities too. Lin Xiao expressed doubt. Of course. Just watch, master. The lucky spirit was full of confidence. Upon hearing this, the snow girl doll also retreated, curiously watching the little spirit. This time, the lucky spirit threw the dice first. 4 points, for bolts of lightning strike. Then she tossed the coin again. Tails, you will be attacked. Lin Xiao. Boom! For bolts of lightning fiercely struck towards Lin Xiao and the others. The snow girl doll was quick-witted, swiftly condensing ice blocks to block them. Not far away, the attacking monsters were very confused when they saw Lin Xiao and his companions using skills against themselves. That foolish? Attacking themselves? They then let out jeers and sped up their charge. Hee, the gamble failed. It's okay. I'll try again. The lucky spirit scratched her head and tossed the coin again. Tails, you will be attacked. Lightning quantity doubled. Rumble. 8 bolts of lightning struck down, and the snow girl doll immediately defended and blocked them. Then, seeing the charging monsters, she used the skill Hell Ice Storm to repel them. Ah? Why did it fail again? My luck is too bad. The lucky spirit made a bitter face. The penalty doubles upon consecutive failures? Lin Xiao asked. Of course, it doubles upon success too. No, I have to try again. Saying that, she started tossing the coin again. Tails, you will be attacked. Lightning quantity doubled. This time it was 16 bolts of lightning. Ah, I don't believe it. Again. Lucky got angry, immediately restored her state, and tossed the coin again. Stop! Just as Lin Xiao tried to stop her, he saw the coin had already landed. Tails, you will be attacked. Lightning quantity doubled. This time it turned into 32 bolts of lightning. The stakes were constantly increasing. This is unscientific, master. This is unscientific. The lucky spirit tugged at Lin Xiao's clothes, indignant. Heads is 50% probability, and tails is 50% probability. I tossed it 3 times and got tails every time. That's totally unscientific. Could it be that the first two 50% plus 50% made the probability of tails 100%, which is why the third time was tails? The lucky spirit was shocked. Lin Xiao, who had just been struck by lightning, was struck by the lucky spirit's words again. You really are a little genius. One more time. It'll definitely work this time. The lucky spirit was about to toss the coin, but Lin Xiao, startled, quickly stopped her. I'll do it this time. Lin Xiao took the coin and immediately tossed it. Heads. The enemy receives 64 bolts of lightning. Rumble. 64 bolts of lightning struck towards the elite monster. Successfully killed Starry Skyfilth Elite. EXP plus 20,000. Sanctuary Crystal Core plus 1. Ha ha ha. Success. As expected of Master. My previous failures were intentionally accumulating power, waiting for the right moment to deliver a fierce blow to the enemy. The lucky spirit waved her tiny fists and said excitedly. Lin Xiao looked at her with an expression that said, I believe you like I believe in ghosts. However, he had also vaguely figured out the general ability of the gambler talent. First, toss the coin to get an attack or amplification effect, then roll the dice to select the specific effect. First, roll the dice to select the dice effect, then toss the coin to choose who suffers it. And the latter method seems to allow accumulation. If tails were rolled again now, he would have to endure 128 bolts of lightning. That thought was quite terrifying. Truly a gambler. Well, it seems the first method is definitely safer. Lin Xiao muttered, then asked the lucky spirit, Are the effects that come out random? The dice effects? No, the effects are what I think up myself, the lucky spirit said. You think them up yourself? This answer was unexpected for Lin Xiao. That's right. For example, 1 is flame, 2 is meteorite, 3 is ice spear, 4 is lightning, 5 is gale, and 6 is frost. Of course, the auxiliary effects are also different. 1 is damage increase. As the lucky spirit listed the effects, Lin Xiao quickly interrupted her. Wait a moment. Once you've decided on these effects, will they always be these effects from now on? Lin Xiao asked. No, I can think of new ones to replace them. Any effect is fine. That powerful? Lin Xiao was astonished. This gambler talent was even stronger than he had imagined. What if I replace an effect with one that instantly kills the enemy? Lin Xiao asked tentatively. You can, but the risk is huge. If it lands on our side, we'd instantly die. A true death, the kind you can't revive from. The lucky spirit said with a hint of fear, because she had considered such an ability before. Indeed, Lin Xiao also felt the risk was too great. Oh right, Master, do you want to think of a fun ability to replace one? If Master thinks of it, I will keep it permanently. The lucky spirit asked excitedly. Lin Xiao shook his head. We'll talk about it later. Let's leave here first. They had already cleared 10 waves, and they had enough sanctuary crystals. Moreover, it seemed they had gotten an even bigger one. A sanctuary crystal core, outside the sanctuary gate. Grandpa Nyo muttered, fanning himself. Another freshman has moved in. I wonder how long he can stay this time. He probably won't even manage to earn enough for the rent. As soon as he finished speaking, a light suddenly shot out from the second-floor window. What? Grandpa Nyo's eyes widened larger than a cowbell. The room was activated in such a short time? What kind of joke is this? Chapter 95. Holy Temple Room activated. Detected you are a summoner. During your stay, your spirit plus 50 daily, and all summoned beasts attributes plus 10 daily. After leaving the Holy Temple Special Instance, Lin Xiao immediately paid the rent for the day, ending the free residency period early and activating the room. Spirit plus 50 daily? Lin Xiao was somewhat surprised by the Holy Temple's notification. He could gain attributes for free every day, and not only did he benefit, but his summoned beasts also gained benefits. This is really good. No wonder everyone wants to live here. Lin Xiao was very satisfied. He then took out a Holy Temple crystal core, which dropped from the Holy Temple Special Instance. It seemed a bit different from Holy Temple crystals. Holy Temple Crystal Core. A highly concentrated Holy Temple crystal fused together. One core is equivalent to 1,000 Holy Temple crystals. That good. Lin Xiao was delighted. After paying the rent, the Holy Temple crystals he had weren't enough for the next day's rent. But one Holy Temple crystal core could cover 10 days. It should be fine if I pay for a few more days, right? Lin Xiao asked into the air. The next second, the Holy Temple crystal core in Lin Xiao's hand disappeared, and the Holy Temple's notification sound followed. Holy Temple crystals/crystal cores cannot be taken out. Fees will be automatically deducted daily. That's good. The room was well equipped. He hadn't brought his daily necessities yet, so there wasn't much to tidy up. Lin Xiao left the room. As he reached the door, Grandpa Nyo called out to him. You brat, you earned enough for a day's rent so quickly? Grandpa Nyo's tone carried a hint of questioning. He was aware of the Holy Temple's residency rules. The fastest person he had seen activate a room still took a full day. But he never expected Lin Xiao to complete the activation in less than 2 hours. This was simply incredible. Lin Xiao shook his head. No. Grandpa Nyo breathed a sigh of relief. I knew it wasn't possible that fast. That light just now. It was 10 days' rent. Lin Xiao interrupted him. What? Grandpa Nyo was stunned for a moment. Lin Xiao repeated. I paid 10 days' rent. Your 12 days' rent? Grandpa Nyo instantly sat up, his eyes as wide as ox bells, staring at Lin Xiao. The special dungeon allows a rest every 10 waves of monsters, right? I killed an elite monster and it dropped a Holy Temple crystal core. This thing can cover 10 days of rent, Lin Xiao explained. You even reached the 10th wave? Grandpa Nyo's voice rose a few octaves. Noticing Grandpa Nyo's expression, Lin Xiao cautiously asked, Did I go too slow? He heard the principal say that everyone who could live here was a genius. It took him 2 hours to reach the 10th wave of monsters, which he also felt was very slow. Well, actually, he spent a lot of time experimenting with the Lucky Spirit's talent. He kept getting struck by lightning. If he hadn't had high HP and resistance, he probably would have been struck dead. Slow? You must be doing it on purpose. Go, go, go. Don't disturb my rest. Grandpa Nyo, annoyed, lay back down on his grand armchair and fanned himself. Lin Xiao couldn't quite understand the thoughts of this eccentric Grandpa Nyo for a moment. He simply bid farewell and left. TSK, TSK, TSK. This kid really has talent. No wonder Xiao Yun personally sent him. Grandpa Nyo watched Lin Xiao's departing back, a satisfied expression appearing on his face. Perhaps he would once again witness the rise of a genius in Great Xia. Suddenly, he remembered something and loudly shouted at Lin Xiao, who hadn't gone far. Brat, what's your profession? Lin Xiao, summoner. Summoner. Grandpa Nyo's fan paused. After handling matters at Imperial Capital University, Lin Xiao returned to his new home. Spider Prince was very diligent. The new home was basically tidied up, and even ingredients for dinner were prepared, piled up like a small mountain. Need to buy so much? Isn't the supermarket very close to here? Lin Xiao didn't understand. This much food was enough for 2 people for half a year. The Spider Prince, who was processing food nearby, explained, Master, at your sister's suggestion, we are holding a housewarming banquet, which is why so much food was prepared. Lin Xiao, that's fine, but isn't it too much? Though called a housewarming banquet, it was actually just him and Lin Yao. If Jiang Ningxue came, it would only be 3 people. They couldn't possibly finish it all. Master's sister said there would also be Master's other companions, Spider Prince explained. Death Knight and the others? The new house was large enough to summon all of them. In the evening, with everything ready, Lin Xiao also summoned Death Knight and the others. Wow! When did you get so many summoned beasts? They all look so powerful. Seeing the different forms of the summoned beasts, Lin Yao was also surprised. After all, she hadn't seen Lin Xiao's summoned beasts much. Lin Xiao said with a hint of pride, Of course, you wouldn't expect anything less from your brother. The banquet then began. Jiang Ningxue couldn't make it because she had other matters to resolve, so it was just him and Lin Yao. However, with the addition of all the summoned beasts, it was still very lively. When they had almost finished eating, Lin Yao suddenly got on stage, holding a microphone and said, It's rare to have so many people today. I've decided to perform my most cherished song for everyone. Lin Xiao immediately spat out the cola he was drinking. Just as he was about to stop her, he saw Slime, Lucky Spirit, and Goblin Warrior cheering and shouting, No, you guys! Seeing that he couldn't stop them, Lin Xiao slipped away under the pretense of going to the restroom. After a while, Lin Xiao silently put on earplugs and returned to the scene. Goblin Warrior and the Shield Bearer had fallen to the ground, foaming at the mouth, while the priest was mumbling something, seemingly trying to ward off interference. Goblin King had his arms crossed, eyes closed, seemingly listening, but upon closer inspection, he was struggling, his soul almost having fled. Lucky Spirit covered its ears and hid in a tree. Savage Mechanical Ox stood unmoving, either having shut down or crashed. Spider Prince's face was pale, yet he still forced a smile. Professional ethics could not be abandoned. Death Knight stood calmly in place, seemingly unaffected. What made Lin Xiao most speechless was that Slime somehow pulled out 2 glow sticks and was wildly cheering, waving its arms vigorously. Anyone who didn't know would think it was a fanatic fan. When he returned to his seat, he saw that Slime had already plugged its ears and couldn't hear anything at all. This guy is such a brown noser. Lin Xiao was speechless, then looked around and found that Snow Girl seemed to be missing. Then he heard movement from under the table and realized she was hiding there. Snow Girl doll saw Lin Xiao return, darted out, and immediately burrowed into Lin Xiao's clothes, trying to escape the singing. The Snow Girl doll's action sent a chill through Lin Xiao. Seeing how frightened the Snow Girl doll was, Lin Xiao recalled her into his summoning space. Fortunately, Ningxue didn't come. This was the only thing to be thankful for. A moment later, the concert finally ended. This directly wiped out my summoned beasts. Lin Xiao was utterly speechless. Lin Yao took a sip of water to moisten her throat and said, How was it? I sang pretty well, right? I'm telling you, This is the song I sang when I passed the interview for that company. It was indeed good, Lin Xiao said, forcing himself. I told you I have a talent for singing. Huh. Why are they all collapsed? Lin Yao saw the scattered summoned beasts and couldn't help but feel curious. Why are these goblins foaming at the mouth? Are they okay? Lin Xiao was at a loss for words for a moment, only able to come up with a clumsy excuse. They got drunk. Oh, so that's it. I shouldn't have bought so much alcohol. Lin Yao complained. How could they listen to her sing if they were asleep? Seeing that Lin Yao was still eager, Lin Xiao quickly said, It's getting late. Let's call it a day. I still have to go to Imperial Capital University tomorrow. Chapter 96. The next day, Lin Xiao was repeatedly woken up by the notification sounds on his phone. He picked up his phone to check it and discovered that he had been inexplicably added to a group chat. Dragon Flame Abyss Squad. Oh? Is this the group for the Dragon Flame group? Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow. He remembered that the God of War had told him that after entering Imperial Capital University, someone would come to connect with him. This must be it. However, there weren't many people in the group, only 245 members. Lin Xiao immediately started scrolling up to read the messages. All eyes on me. Damn. Why have so many people joined? Has the number of geniuses increased, or has the Dragon Flame group started lowering its standards? Without even looking, he knew this must be one of the old seniors who had already been in the Dragon Flame group. Yuanshi Tianzuan. Welcome. Newcomers. Elite. I am a dog. What the hell? Why has my ranking changed? It's become elite member. Wuxiang. Damn. I'm not even an elite anymore. Elite. Sha Palang. You're too lazy. Elite. Sha Palang number 2 at Wuxiang. Uft. Didn't you see the front of my name? I'm an elite. Wuxiang. Furious.jpg. Ningxue. Hello everyone, seniors. Please treat me well in the future. Captain, Light Mage. Hello, students. Punch to the flesh. I am Tai, a burst fist master by profession. Please treat me well. I am a dog at Captain, Light Mage. Why are you a newcomer? A captain. Captain, Light Mage. I don't know either. Captain, Dragon Knight. Welcome.jpg. I am a dog at Captain, Light Mage. Show us your photo. It's a tradition in this group. Lin Xiao scrolled down through the messages one by one. They were basically all sorts of welcoming remarks, and occasionally some were very dissatisfied with the fact that a newcomer held a captain position. But after I am a dog asked for a photo, the tone of the conversation started to change. People started asking for all kinds of photos of newcomers. After a naive female newcomer posted her selfie, I am a dog and some others started howling. In the end, they were muted for 15 minutes by the one called Dragon Knight. Captain. Xiao. Hello everyone. After Lin Xiao finished scrolling through the messages, he also sent a greeting. Wuxiang. Another newcomer captain. Are all the newcomers brought in during this expansion so fierce? Captain, Dragon Knight at Captain. Xiao. Did you take the final reward from the special training room? Wuxiang. No way, is this real? I mean, is it the rumor? Captain. Xiao. Yes. Lin Xiao didn't deny it. There was no need to anyway. Group owner has enabled mute for all members. Lu Yongchang at all members. Except for matters related to combat. Discussing irrelevant topics is prohibited. If discovered, extra resource rewards will be deducted. Lu Yongchang. For those new to the group, when you need help clearing an abyss dungeon, you can send a message here. Members who are free or nearby can go. At all members. Lu Yongchang. The resource allocation for the Dragon Flame group is undergoing reform. Think about why you were demoted and reflect on it properly. Group owner has disabled mute for all members. Wuxiang at Lu Yongchang. I don't accept this. I've contributed so much. Why am I not an elite? Lu Yongchang. Deducting 10% of resources. Wuxiang. I cleared 3 abyss dungeons in 3 months. Lu Yongchang. deducting another 10% of resources. After being deducted twice in a row, the one called Wuxiang stopped talking. Elite, I am a dog. Is anyone coming to the West Lake Abyss dungeon? Only waiting for 5 minutes. At Wuxiang, you lazy pig, you only clear Abyss dungeons around level 20. It's not unfair at all that you were demoted. Lin Xiao realized that this IAMA dog was quite the old veteran. While sending messages, he didn't forget to mock the other person. Lin Xiao directly enabled Do Not Disturb 4 messages, washed up, and then headed to Imperial Capital University. He received a message from the vice principal. Arriving downstairs at the dormitory building, Lin Xiao saw that Song Mingzhong was already waiting for him there. You're not living in the sanctuary, but staying outside? Seeing that Lin Xiao was returning from the outside, Song Mingzhong was a bit surprised. Lin Xiao, I just moved to the imperial capital yesterday, so I went back to celebrate. So that's how it is. Song Mingzhong nodded, then said, let's talk while we walk, and I'll show you the various colleges along the way. The two walked along the path and headed toward the warrior college. Lin Xiao, let's talk about your situation first. With your grades, you can choose any college, but because of your profession, there isn't a single college that suits you. Lin Xiao naturally understood this situation. After all, the summoner profession is rare to begin with, and those who can enter Imperial Capital University are even fewer. No, there are almost none. Naturally, it's impossible to open a separate college for it. Song Mingzhong, however, you don't need to worry. Before you awaken, there are still quite a few learning paths for your reference. We will provide you with the corresponding resources for the path you choose. Lin Xiao's eyes revealed confusion. Paths? Yes. It's the experience gained after the country invested resources into training summoners. Song Mingzhong held up 3 fingers and said, there are 3 training paths. The first is the sacrifice style. Sacrifice style? Lin Xiao was stunned for a moment. Song Mingzhong explained, yes, it's about eliminating enemies through the death of a summoned beast. After all, the death of a summoned beast isn't a true death. It can be resummoned after 24 hours. Among the summoner's skills, there is a special sacrifice skill. Detonating different summoned beasts can cause different damage and effects. The advantage of this training is that you don't need to focus resources on the summoned beasts. Instead, you focus on improving the summoner's spirit, contracting more summoned beasts, and using sacrifice to attack enemies. Lin Xiao had never imagined that summoners could have such a style. This really is fighting with one's life. What about the other 2 styles? Lin Xiao asked. He felt that the sacrifice style definitely didn't suit him. Another style is to cultivate 1 or 2 summoned beasts as the core, while the remaining summoned beasts provide support to them, forming a unique system. There is another one that is quite difficult, cultivating multiple core summoned beasts. But this is extremely resource-intensive. Although it has been proposed, it has never been realized. After finishing his explanation, Song Mingzhong looked at Lin Xiao, waiting for his choice. Multiple cores. It seems like he is currently cultivating in this direction. Death Knight, Slime, and so on, every one of them is capable in battle and their combat power is not weak. Will there be more resources if I take the multiple core style? Lin Xiao asked. Song Mingzhong said, the resources are the same, it's just a matter of proportion. For example, in the sacrifice style, there are more skill books for contracting summoned beasts. For single-core, dual-core, or multi-core summoned beasts, resources are more focused on the cultivation of the summoned beasts. Lin Xiao nodded. After some thought, he said, I'll go with the multi-core summoned beast style, but I also want to learn the sacrifice skill. Song Mingzhong smiled slightly. That's naturally no problem. I'll get it for you in a moment. Chapter 97. The two walked and chatted, arriving near the clear Heart Lake, where they sat down on a long bench. Song Mingzhong continued, although there is no academy suitable for you, there is one person who can be your teacher. You can ask him any questions you have before your class awakening. Who? Yao Tianyi. He is also a vice principal at the university, but it's largely a nominal position. He doesn't handle much administrative work. Song Mingzhang looked at the lake in front of him, recalling the past. The summoner cultivation program was initially proposed and spearheaded by the god of war, but as you know, the god of war is very busy and has little time for management, so he tasked Yao Tianyi with advancing the summoner cultivation program. Although he is not a summoner, his theoretical knowledge is very solid after over a decade of research and practice. Take the sacrifice school of summoners, for example. He basically knows what kind of effect the death of each summoned beast will cause. However, be careful when you go to see him. This guy has a strange temper, especially when he's drunk. It's best to keep your distance. As a final note, Song Mingzhang offered a reminder. Lin Xiao asked, "Does he like to act crazy when he's drunk?" "Not exactly, he's just a little crazy. Just don't get too close." Lin Xiao, isn't that the same thing? Song Mingzhang continued, "You should know about the plan to abandon the summoner cultivation program later on, right?" Lin Xiao nodded. He had heard from Nan Wanqing that this plan, which was about to be abandoned, was only able to continue because of his appearance, calling him the last hope. Since Lin Xiao already knew, he did not elaborate further on the cultivation plan. It was Yao Tianyi who proposed scrapping the plan. The main reason is that summoners are too difficult to cultivate. From the initial large group screening to individualized one-on-one training, they could only watch helplessly as they died in the class awakening dungeons. Every summoner cultivated was like a child to Yao Tianyi, but ultimately, he could only watch his cultivated children die. Slowly, he became disheartened, and finally proposed abandoning the opportunity. If the god of war hadn't strongly protected the cultivation plan, it probably would have been scrapped years ago and wouldn't have lasted until now. Song Mingzhang recounted the past events. Lin Xiao could understand. Knowing that the person was guaranteed to die upon entering the class awakening dungeon, yet still having to send them in, that feeling was difficult to bear. However, Lin Xiao also had a question in his heart. If the path of a summoner is so difficult, why did the god of war still put so much effort into cultivating them? Why hasn't he given up after more than 10 years? Song Mingzhang shook his head. "I'm not sure about that. It seems that after he returned from a certain dungeon, he strongly promoted summoners, and soon gained recognition from the national high-level officials, who heavily invested resources." Just then, the phone rang. Song Mingzhang answered it, replied briefly, and then hung up. Yao Tianyi is at the Clear Heart Lake cabin. You can go find him anytime, but he is almost completely disheartened regarding summoners, so he might send you away. You need to be prepared. Saying this, Song Mingzhang stood up and offered Lin Xiao a warning. Lin Xiao nodded. "Understood. Then that's all for now. You can find me if anything comes up." After finishing his instructions, Song Mingzhang left due to his commitments. Lin Xiao headed straight for Clear Heart Lake to meet teacher Yao Tianyi. Passing through a bamboo forest, Lin Xiao saw a house built of Lin Xiao and a seemingly decadent middle-aged man lying on a grand tutor's chair. He was clutching a wine gourd, seemingly already drunk. Lin Xiao hesitated for a moment, then walked over. "I was introduced by Vice Principal Song. I am Lin Xiao, a student, and my class is Summoner." Yao Tianyi showed no reaction. He merely turned over and continued sleeping soundly. Lin Xiao waited for a moment. When he spoke again, he heard Yao Tianyi say, "Go back. I don't take summoners here. This trash class has no value whatsoever." "Student." Lin Xiao had just opened his mouth when Yao Tianyi interrupted him, glaring fiercely. "Didn't you hear me tell you to go back? Didn't that guy Song Mingzhang explain the situation to you before you came? Hurry up and leave. Don't disturb my rest." Noticing the man's gaze, Lin Xiao knew this was a lost cause, so he nodded. "Then this student will take his leave." Given the man's attitude, Lin Xiao felt there was no need to stay. As for the theoretical knowledge of summoners, he could just ask Vice Principal Song for it and study it himself. Lin Xiao turned and left. Just as he walked about 500 meters, clang. A crisp collision sound rang out behind him. The Death Knight suddenly appeared, blocking the unannounced attack. Lin Xiao looked over, filled with doubt. It's exactly as Wanqing said. When you encounter danger, your summoned beast can immediately appear to block the attack. Yao Tianyi had sat up at some point, took a swig of wine, and continued, "Go to Wantian Mountain." After speaking, he collapsed back to sleep. Lin Xiao was stunned. Was this a test for him? Watching Lin Xiao depart, Yao Tianyi opened his eyes again, gazing at the blue sky and white clouds, and fell into a memory. "Yao Tianyi, why do you suddenly have time to come see me? Did you bring me wine?" Nan Wanxing. "This is even better than bringing wine. I'm telling you, I finally found a summoner with outstanding talent. Believe me, this time it will definitely work." Yao Tianyi angrily said, "Get lost. Don't bring this up to me again. I don't want to deal with this mess anymore. More than a decade of investment time, resources, energy, and what was the result? Drawing water with a bamboo basket, all for nothing. The summoner class is fundamentally a scam. You say others can succeed, but you've only heard rumors, and besides, the situation here is different. Do you even understand?" Nan Wanxing ignored him and continued on his own. "This time is different. Lin Xiao is genuinely talented. He even obtained the ultimate reward from the dungeon I created. Tell me, does he have talent or not?" Yao Tianyi took a swig of wine and sneered, "Come on. Without your help and deliberately letting him win, could he really do it? No one has ever managed to obtain the final reward of the special training room since its construction." Telling him now that a summoner had obtained it was simply a tall tale. Nan Wanxing chuckled, "I didn't go easy on him. In fact, I only found out after Lin Xiao got the final reward, and his summoned beast was even able to withstand a strike from my sword." Upon hearing this, Yao Tianyi was speechless and started rushing him out. "Go, go, go! You're getting more ridiculous by the minute." Nan Wanxing knew he wouldn't listen now and didn't want to say more. "I'll have him come see you after the college entrance examination is over. You handle it yourself. This is the most promising opportunity yet." Yao Tianyi looked at Nan Wanxing with an expression that said, "If I believe you again, I'm an idiot. Every time it's the most promising opportunity, and every time it fails." The memory ended. Although Yao Tianyi no longer wished to cultivate summoners, hearing Nan Wanxing praise Lin Xiao as better than anything on earth, he ultimately couldn't resist giving Lin Xiao a chance. If he is truly as amazing as you claim, then clearing the Wantian Mountain dungeon should be no problem. Chapter 98, Wantian Mountain. When Lin Xiao arrived, he felt something was off. There were even cordon lines set up, with many heavily armed soldiers guarding the area. Has this dungeon been abyssalized? Lin Xiao frowned and quickly went over. Just as Lin Xiao was about to enter, a heavily armed soldier stopped him. "The dungeon has been abyssalized. Entry is forbidden now. I am a professional, here to deal with the Abyss Dungeon." Upon arriving at Wantian Mountain, Lin Xiao immediately understood Yao Tianyi's intention in sending him here, to clear the Abyss Dungeon here. The soldier, who had initially looked solemn, immediately brightened. "You're a professional? We've finally been waiting for you. Why are you alone? Where are your other teammates?" Lin Xiao shook his head. "It's just me." "You alone? Are you kidding me? This is an Abyss Dungeon. Its danger level is dozens of times higher than a normal dungeon." The soldier felt it was absurd when he heard Lin Xiao wanted to enter alone. At this moment, a female officer noticed the situation and walked over. "What's going on?" "Reporting, company commander. This young man says he's here to clear the Abyss Dungeon, but he's alone. I find it highly suspicious." The soldier immediately reported the situation. "Alone?" The female officer frowned. "Is he treating the Abyss Dungeon as a game? Get him out of here quickly." After speaking, she ignored Lin Xiao and asked the soldier next to her, "Why haven't the Dragon Flame group arrived yet?" "They're already on their way. They want to gather at Wantian Mountain, so it will take at least 20 minutes. The female officer frowned. "It'll take that long? There's not enough time. The abyssalization has already reached 95%. Dragon Flame?" Lin Xiao heard this and quickly pulled out his Dragon Flame badge, saying, "I'm from the Dragon Flame Abyss Squad, and I rushed here after receiving the message." The female officer saw the badge in Lin Xiao's hand and couldn't help but exclaim, "A Dragon Flame badge? You're the captain of the Dragon Flame group." She couldn't believe it. She had never even seen such a young captain in the Dragon Flame group. "Take me in quickly now. If the dungeon becomes fully abyssalized, it'll be irreversible." "Yes, I'll take you there immediately." The female officer saluted Lin Xiao with a standard military salute, then immediately led him to the dungeon entrance. Along the way, the female officer quickly explained the current predicament to Lin Xiao. "The situation is roughly like this, and it's even more complex than I've described. All 5 dungeons in Wantian Mountain have been abyssalized. To completely repel the abyss, we need to go to the central area and shatter the abyss pillar. I've prepared support supplies for you, which should be enough to sustain you until you clear all the dungeons." The female officer traded the supplies to Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao glanced at them and found there was indeed a lot, including various recovery items. "I understand. Leave it to me." With that, Lin Xiao directly entered the abyss dungeon. Watching Lin Xiao disappear, the female officer froze for a moment, then reacted. "You went in alone? Where are your teammates?" The smell of decay rushed into Lin Xiao's nostrils, almost making him vomit. He quickly summoned the Snow Girl doll, freezing the surroundings to barely suppress the nauseating odor. Abyss clearance begins. Abyssal influence has reached 95%. Please repel the abyss as soon as possible. When the influence reaches 100%, the dungeon will become irreversible. The sanctuary's notification rang in his ears. Immediately, a map appeared, the map of Wantian Mountain. The map was divided into 5 parts, with different names corresponding to the 5 dungeons of Wantian Mountain, but all 5 dungeons were almost covered by darkness. "Is this what clearing the abyss is like?" Lin Xiao muttered to himself. Although he had 2 experiences of repelling the abyss, both times Serena was secretly manipulating things, and he directly fought the boss. But this time was completely different. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A sudden whooshing sound rang out, and dozens of black vines attacked Lin Xiao from all directions. When the vines approached within 100 meters of Lin Xiao, they instantly froze, shattering into ice powder the next second. Even ordinary abyss monsters have this level of strength? It truly is an abyss dungeon. Lin Xiao immediately obtained information about the demonic vine tree. This level was already comparable to an elite monster in a regular dungeon. "Doll, take care of them." Whoosh! A cold wind blew, and the demonic vine trees, preparing for a second attack, were instantly frozen, exploding the next second. The powerful impact and splash damage also took out nearby demonic moles. Successfully killed demonic vine tree, abyss. EXP plus 15,000. Obtained tree bark *3. Talent, blood frenzy triggered. Talent, death siphon triggered. Wantian Mountain is in critical danger. I need to speed up. Lin Xiao immediately summoned the Death Knight, Slime, Savage Mechanical Ox, and Goblin King. Each of you go to one dungeon. After clearing the abyssalized bosses in your respective dungeons, rendezvous in the central area. Understood. Lin Xiao immediately assigned tasks to everyone. This was the advantage of a summoner, being able to fight on multiple fronts. The 4 summoned beasts departed, while Lin Xiao continued deeper with the Snow Girl doll, harvesting the lives of the abyss monsters outside Wantian Mountain. At this moment, the female officer still felt guilty about Lin Xiao entering the abyss dungeon alone. Why didn't she stop him? He was the captain of the Dragon Flame group. If he died in there, everything for her would be over. Company Commander, the abyssal influence is starting to weaken, and at an unimaginably fast rate. A soldier responsible for data monitoring reported. What did you say? The female officer was stunned, seeing the abyssal influence rapidly decreasing. It dropped by 1% every 10 seconds or so, which was terrifying. The abyssal influence in all 5 dungeons of Wantian Mountain is decreasing. What exactly is happening? Normally, isn't it cleared one dungeon at a time? How could it be? At this moment, the female officer was also bewildered. Although she had dealt with many abyss dungeons, this was the first time she had seen such a bizarre situation. Could 5 teams have entered the abyss simultaneously? No, only one person clearly went in. While the female officer was still in shock, an outside soldier came in to report, "Company Commander, the Dragon Flame Group has arrived." The female officer nodded. "I understand. You continue monitoring and report immediately if anything happens." The soldier responsible for monitoring nodded. Yes. Arriving at the reception area, before she even saw who it was, the female officer heard the other party's complaints. "Where are my teammates? Why aren't they here yet? Don't delay my leveling time. Demoting me to a regular member and deducting 20% of my resources is infuriating. Also, why are the newcomers slower than me? This batch of newcomers isn't very good." Chapter 99. The Abyss. Darkborn Demon Valley. Serena dragged her heavy injuries back here, but before she could get close, a powerful aura forced her retreat. "Serena, you dare to return? Trespassing into human territory without permission. Do you understand the severe consequences you have caused?" The sudden interrogation forced Serena to stop. Facing the bottom of the Darkborn Valley, she said with all her might, "My lord, I am at fault, but I have a far more important matter to report to you." After a brief silence, the oppressive aura vanished, and Serena immediately proceeded. Deep in the valley floor, an ancient castle was situated, surrounded by powerful abyss monsters. Noticing Serena's arrival, they immediately cast greedy glances. She was injured, although Serena's status was above these abyss monsters. Following the abyss's law of the jungle, even an abyssal demon could become prey. Idiotic creatures. Serena glanced at them disdainfully, but dared not slow her pace, as she was severely wounded. Entering the Darkborn ancient castle, before she could even catch her breath, a chain suddenly struck, piercing her body and hoisting her up. "You are an absolute disgrace. You failed to retrieve the grass set, and you didn't even kill that human. Did you learn all your magic from gnomes and worms?" Facing the Darkborn archdemon's furious interrogation, Serena was indignant and immediately retorted, "My lord, this is not my fault. That human named Lin Xiao is too strange. He possesses the ability to be immune to dark-type damage. I couldn't hurt him at all. Without that special ability, Lin Xiao would have died hundreds of times by her hand already." The Darkborn archdemon stared at the suspended Serena and spoke coldly. "So what? Curse Frost assisted you, yet you still fled back miserably, and that human is ultimately still alive. Serena, perhaps I misjudged you. I should have known you were trash, to be reduced to this state by a human who only recently changed professions." The chains tightened, squeezing Serena's body. The pain was intense, but she dared not complain. Only when the chains loosened slightly did Serena speak. "This is not my fault. That human, Lin Xiao, is highly problematic. It is already a miracle that I was able to return." Serena paused, then said, "Curse Frost is dead." The sudden news caused a change in the Darkborn archdemon's cold expression. His eyes showed a hint of disbelief. "Curse Frost is dead?" Serena painfully retrieved the heart of Curse and said, "Yes, it was entirely because of that human named Lin Xiao. He somehow acquired the Venus blessing, causing all of Curse Frost's curse power to dissipate. It was precisely because of this that our operation failed, forcing us to retreat. We were eventually killed by the arriving human experts, and I was severely wounded in the process." The Darkborn archdemon took the heart of Curse, his expression terrifyingly grim. A terrifying pressure enveloped the entire Darkborn Demon Valley. The abyss monsters on the valley floor wailed in terror, wishing they could flee immediately. What a Lin Xiao! To think he could find the power of a fallen deity. I want to see what capabilities he truly possesses. Killing intent flashed in the Darkborn archdemon's eyes. "My lord, you intend to act personally? He is only a level 20 professional, not worthy of your intervention. Give me one more chance, and I guarantee I will kill him this time," Serena said hastily. "You? Humph." The Darkborn archdemon snorted coldly, flung Serena onto the ground, and retracted the chains. You couldn't handle a single level 20 professional and even cost me an abyssal demon. Give you another chance? To hand over experience points to the enemy. The Darkborn Archdemon put away the Heart of Curse and walked deeper into the ancient castle. I will act personally and eliminate the threat permanently. But Serena struggled to stand, enduring the intense pain in her body. My lord, if you forcibly kill him, you will suffer backlash. I fear that the other archdemons might. The Darkborn Archdemon snorted. I have my own plans. Instead of worrying about me, you should worry about yourself. Serena was stunned. Me? By killing so many human geniuses and sneaking into human territory for assassination. Nearly all the pieces we placed among humanity have been rooted out. Furthermore, they launched a cleansing operation against the Abyss. The malevolent archdemon was slain, and the Grand Duke of Fear was wounded by humanity's god of war. Hearing this information, Serena was completely dumbfounded. An archdemon killed, and one of the archdukes of demons wounded? After her shock, Serena asked, But what does this have to do with me? The Darkborn Archdemon sneered. The remaining subordinates of the malevolent archdemon are blaming everything on you. If you hadn't snuck into human territory, would humanity's god of war have been provoked? They are currently searching for you everywhere. Oh, and the Grand Duke of Fear's people too, the Darkborn Archdemon added. Serena's pupils contracted, and she froze on the spot. Fend for yourself. Having said that, the Darkborn Archdemon entered the room. My lord, you can't abandon me. I am your most capable subordinate. Successfully killed Myriad Heavens Colossus. Abyss Boss. EXP plus 60,000. Obtained. Ivory *10. Colossus Oil *3. Abyssal Treasure Chest *2. All attributes plus 30. The notification sound for killing the boss suddenly rang out. Lin Xiao noticed that the Abyss's influence on the dungeon south of the map was rapidly weakening. It seems the Death Knight has already dealt with the boss in that dungeon. The level of the Abyss's influence has dropped to 75%. I need to speed up my progress too. Lin Xiao continued deeper with the Snow Girl doll. They were already very close to the core area. The Abyss Pillar is right there. Whoosh! A hurricane suddenly struck from the side. Lin Xiao immediately activated the effect of the dragon scale boots and dodged with a slide tackle. Is this magic from the mage class? Lin Xiao was surprised. When he clearly saw who was attacking him, his expression immediately turned grave. It was a human professional, but he was already dead, completely shrouded in death energy. The power of the Abyss had resurrected him. Swish, swish, swish. More human professionals emerged from the bushes, including ordinary professionals and those wearing military uniforms. So, after dying while raiding the Abyss, do they become a part of the Abyss? Lin Xiao muttered, but this did not stop him from acting. The deceased cannot rest in peace and are driven by the Abyss. Let me send you to eternal rest. The Snow Girl doll immediately struck. A single ice burst technique bloomed on the spot, and the terrifying splash damage instantly wiped out a group of mage and priest professionals. Only the Guardian class professionals barely survived. However, they couldn't withstand the Snow Girl doll's second round of attacks. Let's go. The Abyss Pillar is right ahead. Only by destroying the Abyss Pillar can the Abyss's influence on the dungeon be reduced. Otherwise, no matter how many monsters are killed, it won't stop the dungeon from turning abyssal. It will only slow down the rate of influence. Chapter 100. Outside Wan Tian Mountain. The female officer stared in shock at the dungeon data on the screen, repeatedly doubting if her eyes were playing tricks on her or if the machinery had malfunctioned. This was the first time she had seen the Abyss influence decline so rapidly. Captain Xia, since you've already notified others to handle this, there's no need for me to come all this way for nothing. This is a complete waste of my time. The man expressed his dissatisfaction, his hands shoved into his pockets. Captain Xia composed herself, a hint of helplessness on her face. I was originally notifying you all, but suddenly a captain from the Dragon Flame group arrived. I thought he was leading a team, but unexpectedly, he went in by himself. Wu Xiang paused. Huh? Went in alone? That joke is too ridiculous. Wantian Mountain has 5 dungeons, and with the Abyss influence, even for an elite team like mine, going in is extremely dangerous. Are you saying that person went in alone? He expressed deep suspicion. That's right. He showed me the Dragon Flame badge. He is definitely a captain of your Dragon Flame group. Captain Xia stated with absolute certainty. Could it be that show-off Dragon Knight? Wu Xiang muttered. Just then, a male voice came from outside the door. Ding Bailey, I think I just heard you talking trash. Who called my name? Didn't I say to call me Wu Xiang when we're outside? Wu Xiang slammed his hand on the table and stood up, determined to find the person who dared to call him by his name. Soon, he saw the man entering from outside. Qin Chuan? Weren't you supposed to be tackling the Abyss? Why are you here? Wu Xiang was slightly shocked when he saw who it was. He immediately reacted and said discontentedly, I told you not to call me by my name when we're outside. Use my code name. Believe it or not. Next time I'll call you by your Chinibu code name, Dragon Knight, in front of everyone. Qin Chuan smiled faintly. I don't mind. That's my profession after all. Damn it. Having a dragon doesn't make you special. Wu Xiang stopped making a fool of himself and shut up. Right, what was that about tackling the Abyss dungeon? I just arrived, Qin Chuan asked. Wu Xiang pointed to the female officer next to him and said, Captain Xia mentioned it. She said a Dragon Flame group captain entered the dungeon, and alone at that. I thought it was you. A captain? Alone? Qin Chuan frowned. Wu Xiang. Do you know who it is? It must be him, Lin Xiao, the super rookie of this batch. Wu Xiang scoffed. Rookie is rookie. No need for super. Qin Chuan shook his head. That's not how it is. In this college entrance examination, Lin Xiao overpowered everyone and secured the top scholar position. You know Bai Yixue, right? Lin Xiao's achievement left her far behind. Wu Xiang was surprised. That amazing? Yes. Qin Chuan nodded. He came here because his teacher requested him to tackle the Abyss dungeon alongside Lin Xiao and observe his strength. But he didn't expect Lin Xiao to have gone in ahead of time. And alone, too. You're exaggerating. I don't believe it. When he comes out, we'll see if he really has that capability. Wait, he might not even make it out. Wu Xiang was unconvinced. Just then, an excited voice rang out. Captain, all the dungeons in Wantian Mountain have been restored. Only the core area dungeon, Burial Ground of Elephants, remains. As long as we shatter the Abyss pillar there, everything can return to normal. Captain Xia was stunned, her face filled with disbelief. That fast? How is that possible? Is the data wrong? It can't be wrong. The dungeons are almost back to normal. At this moment, Qin Chuan couldn't help but ask, how long has Lin Xiao been inside? Captain Xia glanced at the time. It's been 45 minutes. Qin Chuan, Wu Xiang, is he even human? Clearing 4 dungeons in 45 minutes? He must have cloning technique or something. Wu Xiang couldn't help but complain. Too outrageous, absolutely insane. He is a summoner, Qin Chuan said calmly. At the same time, he became even more curious about Lin Xiao. According to reports, this junior is even fiercer than he is. Wantian Mountain. After dealing with the Abyss professionals, Lin Xiao saw the Abyss pillar, but the scene before him, even for someone used to grand spectacles, was utterly outrageous. Forest Giant Elephant. Abyss Boss. Level 25. Quality Rare.
Constitution 150,000.
Strength 7,000. Intelligence 500. Agility 300. Magic Power 4,000. Spirit 50. Talent Forest's Favor B. Skills Heavy Charge, Earth Power, Dismemberment, Shatterstone. A health pool of 150,000, enhanced by the Abyss, was indeed a bit exaggerated, but Lin Xiao had seen more outrageous things. But the problem was, 1 or 2 bosses are already hard enough to handle, so why are there 10 of these bosses here? Lin Xiao complained. Yes, every one of the 10 forest giant elephants was equally outrageous. Lin Xiao glanced at the map. Burial ground of elephants. Did they dig up all the dead ones? That's truly wicked. Complaints aside, Lin Xiao still pondered how to deal with these 10 huge, clumsy elephants. Ah, Master finally called me out. I thought I wouldn't get a chance to participate in the battle. The lucky spirit, having been summoned, immediately started complaining. Watching her other partners fight made her eager to join in. Enough chatter. Provide amplification for the doll. Flip the coin first, then roll the dice. Lin Xiao said quickly. The 10 forest giant elephants had already noticed him. Huh? That's no fun. We should definitely roll the dice first. I'm sure it will work this time. The lucky spirit confidently picked up the dice. Lin Xiao exasperatedly flicked her forehead. What time is it now? We must choose the safest method. Fine. The lucky spirit poutingly flipped the coin. Talent gambler. Activated. Tails. Auxiliary amplification effect. The dice was rolled. 3 points. Talent gambler triggered. All skill range plus 100%. The Snow Girl doll immediately took action, and a massive ice tornado appeared, encompassing all the forest giant elephants. However, due to their immense weight, it failed to lift them. Roar. Seeing this, Lin Xiao immediately activated the equipment skill, Evil Dragon Roar. The forest giant elephants were instantly stunned, and 3 of them were swept up into the sky and violently thrown down. Freezing Wind. Hell Ice Storm. Ice Burst Technique. Various skills were launched at the forest giant elephants, requiring almost no chanting or casting motions. In an instant, the decaying forest turned into a forest of ice. 1 point. Talent Gambler triggered. Snow Girl doll size increased by 50%. The Snow Girl doll, preparing to cast another spell, froze, suddenly feeling her body growing larger until, in the blink of an eye, she was as tall as Lin Xiao. Wow! The lucky spirit exclaimed. It got so big! Seeing the enlarged Snow Girl doll, Lin Xiao was also stunned. He checked the Snow Girl doll's attributes and exasperatedly flicked the lucky spirit's forehead again. It just got bigger? No extra attribute bonuses. Chapter 101. Freezing, breaking the ice, repeating the cycle. The powerful freezing ability of the Snow Girl doll made it impossible for the forest giants to move, even though they were thick-skinned and had decent resistance. But the Snow Girl doll, possessing 3 S-rank talents and 1 A-rank talent, could firmly freeze any target in place, provided they weren't immune to freezing. Coupled with the lucky spirit skill range increase, the Snow Girl doll's skills could cover all of the forest giants. The rest was simple. Control them and gradually wear them down. Even with the forest giants' high HP of 150,000, they couldn't withstand this continuous attrition. Successfully killed forest giant, Abyss Boss. EXP plus 100,000. Obtained Demon Elephant Tusk *10, Elephant Meat *10, Heavy Impact, Skill Guardian. Congratulations! Your level has increased to 20. Snow Girl doll's level has increased to 20. After successfully killing a forest giant, Lin Xiao's level finally reached 20. After killing so many bosses, I finally leveled up. There are 9 left. That should at least increase my EXP by another 2/3. Just then, a blinding light shot out, and the abyss pillar began to disintegrate, scattering into black blocks. Lin Xiao looked at the activated abyss pillar. It's still too late. The final abyss monster has come out, but it's not a big problem. Swoosh! Flames burst forth, and an abyss monster walked out from within. It had ox horns on its head, demon wings, and flames burning on its body. Flame Demon, Abyss Boss. Level 25. Quality Rare.
Constitution 220,000.
Strength 7,000. Intelligence 1,000. Agility 800. Magic Power 4,000. Spirit 190. Talent Flame Body C. Skills Burning Fire, Super Great Ball, Raging Flamed, It can actually be immune to freezing? Seeing the flame demon's talent, Lin Xiao couldn't help but frown. However, it wasn't absolute immunity. It only provided immunity to freezing effects from targets 5 levels lower than itself. The Snow Girl doll was just outside that range, but freezing the opponent would still be very difficult, given its inherent resistance. Doll, focus on dealing with the forest giants. Leave this flame demon to me. He couldn't let the flame demon break the balance there, or if 10 bosses attacked him at once, all he could do was run. The Snow Girl doll glanced over and obediently nodded. But the lucky spirit nearby wasn't so optimistic and quickly said, "Master, how are you going to deal with him? The Death Knight and the others have all been sent out. You aren't going to make me fight, are you?" Lin Xiao glanced at her. "If you want to fight, that's fine." The lucky spirit shook her head like a rattle drum. "No, no, no, I can't beat him." Swoosh. As soon as the flame demon appeared, it immediately locked onto Lin Xiao, shooting a ball of high-temperature flame from its palm toward him. Wah, wah, wah! The lucky spirit immediately fled. Lin Xiao dodged with a slide tackle, and then pulled out a box. The Curse Gift Box. This was a good item dropped by Curse Frost. Lin Xiao immediately selected the Flame Demon as the target and activated the Curse Gift Box. The Flame Demon has gained a curse. Heart-devouring curse. Heart-devouring curse. The cursed target suffers heart-devouring pain every day. Seeing Lin Xiao dodge his attack, the Flame Demon frowned. Just as it was about to attack again, a sharp pain suddenly struck its heart, interrupting the attack. The Flame Demon glanced at its chest, a hint of confusion on its face. Since nothing seemed wrong, it could only assume the sudden pain was a hallucination. Human, be burned to ashes. Flames condensed, and a fireball rose up like the sun. The terrifying temperature melted the previously frozen rotten trees, which then burned into ash. Wah, wah, wah! This is too huge. People are going to die. The lucky spirit screamed in terror, watching the flame grow larger. Lin Xiao rolled his eyes at her, took out another curse gift box, and opened it. Go assist the doll. The flame demon has gained a curse. Temperature poison curse. Temperature poison curse. The cursed target suffers total body temperature loss, loses perception of their own body temperature, and subsequently dies from high fever. What kind of useless curse is this? It feels completely ineffective against the flame demon. Lin Xiao couldn't help but complain. The opponent was essentially a creature of fire. This curse clearly wouldn't have much effect. And that was indeed the case. The flame demon, having been cursed again, noticed nothing, except that its nose felt hot. When it touched it, it realized it was actually bleeding from the nose. I'm bleeding. The flame demon was shocked. Illness was something that simply never happened to abyss monsters like them. Dealing with that thing must have given you an internal heat flare-up. You're bleeding quite a bit, Lin Xiao teased. The flame demon immediately understood. Human, you're behind this. Boom! The sun-like, scorching fireball smashed down, its range covering most of the forest. Arson leads to life in prison. Don't you know that? Lin Xiao did not dodge. He immediately activated the ability of his evil dragon shoulder armor, absorbing all of the opponent's attacks. What? The flame demon was stunned. Before it could react, it saw a streak of fire rushing toward it. Attack reflection? The flame demon quickly dodged. Lin Xiao seized the opportunity and quickly took out and opened 2 more curse gift boxes. The flame demon has gained a curse. Ice heart poison. Not this one either. Lin Xiao wasn't sure how many types of curses there were, so he just had to gamble. It's a curse. You damned human actually cast a curse on me. The flame demon finally realized what was happening. The flame demon has gained a curse. 5 signs of decay. Ha! Finally. After opening the 4th curse gift box, Lin Xiao finally got the curse he wanted. A feeling of powerlessness welled up. The flame demon fought through the weakness, flames shooting from its eyes. I don't believe you have any more boxes like that. The flame demon rushed forward as an afterimage. Just then, a bloody hand suddenly shot out and collided with it. It was the blood demon. Although his summoned beasts weren't by his side, this didn't mean Lin Xiao had no fighting ability. The current blood demon's combat power was also terrifying. Besides having half of Lin Xiao's attributes, it also gained extra bonuses based on his spirit. Dealing with a weakened abyss monster was absolutely no problem. Damn it! The flame demon cursed angrily. The blood demon in front of it was not weak. Roar! Giving it no chance to counterattack, Lin Xiao attacked again. Evil Dragon Roar. Force Stun. The blood demon seized the opportunity and immediately launched an attack, giving the flame demon a brutal beating. Wow, Master is amazing. He can actually deal with an abyss monster without the Death Knight. Seeing that they had the upper hand, the lucky spirit happily scurried back over. Lin Xiao glanced at her and said speechlessly, "Did you think your master was weak?" The battle gradually drew to a close. Only 5 forest giants remained, and they were all critically wounded. Killing them was only a matter of time. On the flame demon's side, the blood demon was locked in a fierce struggle with it. If anyone had the advantage, it was still the flame demon. After all, the blood demon was just an equipped summoned beast. It wasn't very smart, only capable of fierce, head-on assaults without flexibility. However, whenever they started losing ground, Lin Xiao would hit the flame demon with an evil dragon roar, making it furious and stomp its feet, yet unable to do anything about it. Successfully killed Forest Giant, Abyss Boss. EXP plus 100,000. Successfully killed Forest Giant, Abyss Boss. EXP plus 100,000. All the forest giants were dealt with. The Snow Girl doll flew back to Lin Xiao's side and then joined the battlefield against the flame demon. With the addition of the Snow Girl doll, the scales of battle tipped decisively. Lin Xiao glanced at the abyss pillar and muttered to himself, "They probably won't come, right?" The god of war and others were starting to clean up the human traitors, and Serena naturally wouldn't escape, so she shouldn't have a chance to come and kill him. But if she does come, I'll let her taste her own people's moves. Lin Xiao had prepared a curse gift box for her. If the opponent really appeared, even if he couldn't kill her, he could at least make her suffer a loss. Buzz. As soon as his voice fell, the surroundings plunged into darkness. The atmosphere became eerie, and wails erupted everywhere. Huh? She actually came. Chapter 102. The sudden anomaly immediately put Lin Xiao on alert. I thought Serena wouldn't show up, but she came after all. It looks like she's determined to kill me. It's good that she came. I still haven't settled the score from the Secret Realm dungeon. Lin Xiao prepared the curse gift box, but looking at the gloomy environment around him, he couldn't help but feel a little confused. Why is the commotion so huge this time? In the next second, the abyss pillar, which had originally emitted white light, turned into black light, and a burly figure walked out. Lin Xiao was stunned on the spot. It's not Serena? Darkborn Archdemon. Baby. Darkborn Archdemon? Lin Xiao's pupils contracted slightly. If he remembered correctly, the Darkborn Archdemon was Serena's superior. This time, an Archdemon came directly. The Darkborn Archdemon glanced around, his gaze settling on Lin Xiao. You are Lin Xiao? Darkborn Archdemon gained a curse. 5 signs of decay. Darkborn Archdemon gained a curse. Petrification curse. Darkborn Archdemon gained a curse. Goo worm poison. Lin Xiao didn't hesitate at all and immediately opened all the curse gift boxes. Feeling the curses landing on him, the Darkborn Archdemon raised an eyebrow. This is Curse Frost's power. It seems Serena was right. However, Curse Frost's power originally comes from me. These minor curses are ineffective against me. Lin Xiao braced himself, looked at the Darkborn Archdemon in front of him, and said, "If I told you Serena killed Curse Frost, would you believe me?" The Darkborn Archdemon merely gave Lin Xiao a casual glance and directly pulled out the Heart of Curse. There's no way to kill you in this manner, but placing a curse on you is certainly possible. You repelled Serena twice and killed Curse Frost. With such ability, you must be a suitable curse vessel. Since Curse Frost is dead, you shall take her place. Having said that, the Darkborn Archdemon began chanting an obscure and difficult spell. I'll become the next Curse Frost? Lin Xiao was instantly shocked. The Darkborn Archdemon is actually this malicious. Being turned into that disgusting fat worm, he'd rather just die. You want to curse me? It won't be that easy. Lin Xiao quickly took out the transparent potion and drank it. Only one bottle remained. He had always been reluctant to drink it, but now he had no choice. Besides allowing him to become invisible, it also prevented the opponent from locking onto him. Even though it only lasted for 10 seconds. The Darkborn Archdemon looked at the vanished Lin Xiao, unfazed. But when he realized his curse couldn't lock onto the target, he realized something was wrong. Blessing of the gods? You actually possess something like this. The Darkborn Archdemon was shocked. This item was a rare commodity, yet it appeared on a level 20 human. However, he quickly noticed the flaw. Although he couldn't lock onto Lin Xiao, he could still sense his presence. If it were the true blessing of the gods, he wouldn't even be able to sense the target's existence. So it's not the real blessing of the gods, just a low-quality imitation. I'd like to see how long you can hide. The Darkborn Archdemon held the heart of Curse and waited quietly. He believed the low-quality fake wouldn't last long. Damn it! If I can't beat him, can't I at least hide? Lin Xiao immediately contacted the war god. This time, he didn't hold back and spoke loudly during the call. Lin Xiao, what's going on? First, let me tell you some good news. You should be safe for a while. Serena was driven back to the abyss and won't be coming after you for a long time. The war god's voice came through. Brother Nan, stop with the nonsense and hurry up to save me. Serena didn't come, but her direct superior, the Darkborn Archdemon, showed up instead. Lin Xiao said anxiously, because he only had 10 seconds, time was extremely tight. What did you say? The war god was shocked. He never expected the Darkborn Archdemon to target Lin Xiao directly. That was an archdemon. Sorry, Lin Xiao. I'm currently in the abyss and can't pull you out of the dungeon. But don't worry. Even if he is an archdemon, he can't kill you while fighting the power of the Holy Temple. At most, he can place a curse on you. The Darkborn Archdemon, huh? I know where that bastard is. I'll go collect some interest for you first. After speaking, the war god immediately disconnected the call with Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao, he can't come? Doesn't that mean I'm finished? A hint of solemnity appeared on the Darkborn Archdemon's face, and he asked, was that the human war god's voice just now? That's right. Are you scared? He's already heading to your lair, so just wait to die. Lin Xiao said very brazenly. He absolutely couldn't lose the momentum. The Darkborn Archdemon's expression immediately darkened. He didn't think Lin Xiao was joking, because he knew the human war god was currently in the abyss. He had killed one archdemon and injured an archduke of demons. As for whether the other party was injured, he wasn't quite sure. He doesn't have the ability to. Before he finished speaking, the Darkborn Archdemon felt his castle come under a fierce attack. Damn it! At this moment, the Darkborn Archdemon couldn't help but curse out loud. He didn't expect the opponent to be so fast. Was he already nearby? Seeing the Darkborn Archdemon's expression, Lin Xiao became smug. Hurry up and leave, or your home will be gone. The effect of the transparent potion had worn off, but the war god seemed to have attacked the opponent's doorstep. This amount of time is enough for me to complete the curse I'm putting on you. Before the Darkborn Archdemon could finish his sentence, he spat out a mouthful of blood. If you don't run now, you'll only be going back to collect your own corpse. Lin Xiao's taunt was maximized. At the same time, he marveled at the war god's speed. Just one phone call from him, and the war god immediately slaughtered his way to the opponent's doorstep. It was incredibly satisfying. Lin Xiao, don't get too smug, the Darkborn Archdemon said viciously, and violently crushed the heart of Curse in his hand. This action startled Lin Xiao. Before he could react, a sharp pain erupted in his heart. His own heart had been replaced by the heart of curse. You have been afflicted with the curse. Curse frost by the darkborn archdemon. Curse frost. When the power of the curse infects your entire body, you will transform into curse frost. Infection progress. 1%. Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao, I look forward to the day we meet again. Having said that, the darkborn archdemon quickly left. If he didn't go back, his home would be gone. I still couldn't escape. Lin Xiao gave a wry smile. He had prepared himself when he learned the war god couldn't come to rescue him. But when he saw the war god directly attacking the enemy's home, he felt a renewed sense of hope. But in the end, he still couldn't escape. Bouncing back and forth between heaven and hell is quite exciting. Lin Xiao wasn't overly discouraged and silently took out the Venus blessing. Using 2 life-saving items in one day, what a massive loss. But that damned darkborn archdemon probably didn't realize I had another one. Chapter 103. Lin Xiao took out Venus blessing. Although he was a bit reluctant, he had no choice but to use it in this situation. The thought of turning into that disgusting, warty, fat worm made his skin crawl. Successfully used Venus blessing. Under the influence of Venus blessing, all buffs, debuffs, and curses on you have been removed. Lin Xiao frowned, because he could still feel the heart of curse inside him. Due to the overwhelming power of the curse within you, it cannot be removed. It has been suppressed, but will immediately activate irreversibly after class awakening. Seeing the notification, Lin Xiao's gaze froze. It couldn't be removed. Isn't this the power of a god? Why can't it even remove a curse? Lin Xiao was shocked, but at the same time he had a guess in his heart. The power of this curse might be on the same level as Venus or even surpass it. Then am I destined to become Curse Frost? Not necessarily. As long as I don't reach level 60, the curse won't activate. Only after completing the awakening and reaching level 60 does the curse become irreversible. He still had time now. I have 40 levels of time. I should be able to find a way to remove the curse. If I don't find one, I'll just avoid clearing the awakening dungeon until I find a way to remove the curse. Lin Xiao was not overly pessimistic. After all, only by clearing the awakening dungeon can one reach level 60, so the initiative was still with him. After the God of War returns, I'll ask him if he has any other methods. Recalling his summoned beast, Lin Xiao stepped into the portal and left the dungeon. Outside Wantian Mountain, monitoring camp. At this moment, white smoke billowed and flames burned here. Many personnel were rapidly extinguishing fires and salvaging valuable data. Company Commander Xia, what happened? Why did the instrument suddenly explode? Qin Chuan asked with a frown. Seeing that the other person wasn't speaking, Wu Xiang nudged him with his elbow. Hey, why do you look like you've been scared, silly? What exactly happened? Why did the machine suddenly explode? Company Commander Xia finally reacted and explained. The abyss energy suddenly increased, exceeding the machine's tolerance limit, so it exploded. Abyss energy suddenly increased? Both of them asked in unison. They didn't understand these technologies, but they knew these machines monitored the abyss situation in the dungeon. The abyss energy suddenly increasing meant that a very strong abyss monster had appeared in the dungeon. Company Commander Xia's expression was solemn as he continued. About 20 seconds ago, a powerful abyss energy was detected in Wantian Mountain, and this energy level reached Archdemon level. The two were stunned. Archdemon? They knew what an archdemon was. But how could archdemon level power appear in Wantian Mountain? You must be joking. It's just a very ordinary abyss dungeon. How could an archdemon appear? Wu Xiang's speech was a bit slurred. He didn't believe Company Commander Xia's words. An archdemon appearing in an abyss dungeon was simply too outrageous. It wasn't like they were in the abyss itself. There's no mistake. Company Commander Xia was very certain. Then we're in trouble. Qin Chuan frowned. Lin Xiao is still inside. If it really is an archdemon, wouldn't that mean looking for me? As soon as Lin Xiao came out, he heard someone mention him and subconsciously replied, Lin Xiao, you're out. Seeing Lin Xiao appear, Company Commander Xia was extremely shocked. Lin Xiao nodded. I repelled the abyss, so I came out. He then glanced at the burning camp and the busy personnel, and couldn't help but ask, did an abyss monster run out and attack this place? Wu Xiang stepped forward and looked Lin Xiao up and down a few times. So you're Lin Xiao? Lin Xiao glanced at him. It's me. Do you need something? My name is Wu Xiang. You repelled the abyss by yourself. Upon hearing the other person's name, Lin Xiao immediately knew who he was. Oh, so you're that Wu Xiang whose resources were cut by 20%? A vein popped on Wu Xiang's forehead, and he couldn't help but clench his fists. Don't bring up old scores. Lin Xiao, I am a dragon knight. You can also call me Qin Chuan. Qin Chuan introduced himself. This time, my teacher originally sent me to go with you to the abyss, but I didn't expect you to go in by yourself. Qin Chuan couldn't help but admire this junior. Many people couldn't repel the abyss alone. Lin Xiao scratched his head. Teacher Yao didn't say anyone was going with me. I thought it was a test for me alone. You're showing off too much, even more than this guy Qin Chuan. Wu Xiang couldn't help but say, no normal person would think of going into an abyss dungeon alone, right? By the way, what is your class? How could you repel the abyss so quickly? Wantian Mountain has 5 dungeons, and all of them were affected. Not only was Wu Xiang curious about this question, but Qin Chuan and Company Commander Xia were equally curious. Summoner. I let my summoned beasts clear 1 dungeon each. Lin Xiao said faintly. Summoner? And 1 summoned beast clearing 1 dungeon? You're boasting? Summoners aren't that strong. Wu Xiang was 100% unconvinced. Summoner. Qin Chuan finally understood why his teacher had taken Lin Xiao as a student. Did you encounter an archdemon while clearing the abyss? Company Commander Xia interrupted their discussion and quickly asked about the important matter. After all, this was no small matter. Lin Xiao nodded. An archdemon? The Darkborn Archdemon? Darkborn Archdemon? Company Commander Xia was shocked. She was very familiar with the Darkborn Archdemon's great name. It was rumored that this cradle project was orchestrated by him. You really encountered the Darkborn Archdemon? Wu Xiang looked at Lin Xiao with a suspicious gaze. If you really encountered the Darkborn Archdemon, how could you come out unscathed? Hearing Wu Xiang's reminder, Company Commander Xia noticed that Lin Xiao didn't have a single injury, which didn't seem like someone who had encountered an archdemon. Lin Xiao shrugged. The Darkborn Archdemon came out of the abyss pillar and couldn't make a move, so what could happen? Wu Xiang. Then why did he come? Maybe to clear his head. Wu Xiang. He looked at Lin Xiao with an expression that said, you must think I'm an idiot. After dealing with the matters at Wantian Mountain, Lin Xiao returned directly to Imperial Capital University, and Qin Chuan naturally followed him back. You're back so soon? If you can't even clear a dungeon of this difficulty, don't even think about going down the summoner path. Give up, Yao Tianyi said drunkenly while drinking. Teacher. Qin Chuan stepped forward, just about to speak, when Yao Tianyi interrupted him. Xiao Chuan, you don't need to speak for him. The summoner path is very difficult. If he can't clear a dungeon like this, he shouldn't think about the future. No, teacher. Lin Xiao repelled the abyss by himself. When I got there, he had already gone in. Qin Chuan quickly said, to avoid being interrupted again. Yao Tianyi sat up, seemingly not having heard Qin Chuan's words clearly. You said he repelled the abyss of Wantian Mountain alone? Yes. Qin Chuan nodded. That's impossible.
Absolutely impossible.